Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today is a discussion video, which is the first time in a long time. The last one was when, I think it was either Dave Tippett got hired or Milan Lucic got traded out. I think it was Milan Lucic and that big celebration that we had. No, the Toronto Raptors was behind that as well. So it's been the first time in a long time that we had done a discussion video. Now the big one is Don Cherry. He got fired yesterday by Sportsnet in a very controversial way, which I think is extremely disrespectful by Rogers, first of all, to fire somebody after just saying "you people." I mean, it's a rant. What can I say? Don Cherry's old and he's always been that controversial man, but he's been an icon here in Canada, and you just kick him out like that? I think this is absolutely ridiculous. This whole fucking thing that went on is not Canadian. This shit is not. This is not us, and it's fucking ridiculous what we've seen over the past 2 days. It started off with Don Cherry going on this controversial rant about poppies and how people should be wearing them. Now everyone fucking thought that, oh yeah, it's about immigrants and minorities. It's not always about immigrants, people, for fuck's sakes. I get that most of these days nowadays we're attacking immigrants and stuff like that. For this bullshit to be thinking that everything's about minority or immigrants is ridiculous. He said you people meant everyone around us. So stop thinking that it is that. And the way that we fight about it is absolutely ridiculous, because we should not be fighting about something like this and breaking our... Sorry for getting cut off there. But this whole shit is breaking our nation apart. And it's really showing what we are. I mean, we kept Trudeau in office and he did the blackface. Yeah, it was a costume and everyone hated on it. So why should we hate on Don Cherry for saying something that he meant and saying something that is part of freedom of speech, right? That's the thing. And then getting fired for it, for saying you people and not saying you immigrants or fucking anything else. This is ridiculous, Canada. This is not who we are. This is fucking massively disrespectful to a Canadian icon. Yeah, this man should have been fucking kicked the boot a long time ago, as we know that Don Cherry's 85 years old and he just spits out of his mouth out half of the time, calling people a bunch of jerks half of the fucking time. We should not be doing this as a nation. We're about love and peace, for fuck's sakes. We're not about that. This shows it. This shows every bit of weakness that we've ever had. And I hope we learn from this, because this should never happen again. Don Cherry's an icon and he should not have been treated like this. Are we going to forget about this in a week or two? Oh yeah, that's the way that social media works and the way that the news world works. Is we forget about it the next day. It's going to be a thing that we talk about for the next 2 days, and it's going to be swept right on the rug. Don Cherry, I fully back you up and I fully love you, man. You were a great person in my childhood. You're always going to have so many great memories in my childhood. And you were the reason why I actually got into hockey and kept loving it and wanted to talk about hockey. It was because I wanted to be the next Don Cherry and even better Don Cherry. So here I am now. Thank you, Don Cherry, for all the years that you've spent going on Coach's Corner and spinning random shit and just talking stupid shit all the damn time and giving us rock'em sock'ems, which were also the best thing to see, because you get to watch hockey for an hour on end and hear some great music in the background as well. And Don Cherry's jokes and his dog as well. You can't forget about his dog. His dog was great. But Don Cherry, have a fun time in retirement, man. And I'll see you guys all in the next video. Adios, amigos.